G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing episode 13 on our watch collection showcase series, and today I'm giving my thoughts and advice to Eddie over in the States. He's out in Arizona way. I've been to the States a few times, lovely place. And he has a current three-piece banger collection that consists of a Rolex Submariner date, a Rolex Datejust 41 with the white dial, and a Tag Heuer Carrera 39 with the reverse panda. Now, Eddie has a 7.25 inch wrist, so pretty good wrist for a lot of watch sizes out there. And he's had a good time experiencing different watches in the past. So he's actually sent me a few of the pieces he actually had before, being a Tudor Black Bay GMT Root B, a Shanbun Grand Seiko. We've got a Sinhi, a G-Shock, a No Time to Die Seamaster, Gerard Perregaux, I'm assuming it's a 42, Laureato, Tudor Black Bay Pro, couple of Zins there, a Christopher Ward it looks like, and a few other pieces here and there, as well as a Santos Large and some Casios that he's previously had. Though Eddie's in the point of time in his life where putting too much into watches isn't the most comfortable thing for him, and that's understandable. That's the reason why I made the downsizing video not too long ago, is because sometimes having just 3 or 4 watches, you'll be sweet, right? Having that curse and that stress of choice isn't for everyone, and a smaller collection is nice. Now, Eddie is looking for a 4th watch, a GMT this time around, between the budget of 3.5k up to 15.5k USD, or in Aussie dollar dues, we're talking 5.5 to 21 grand Aussie dollar dues. Now, I've taken some time to actually research a few options for you, given the fact that you've had experience with different brands, Omegas, Tudors, Grand Seikos. I thought to myself, I'll give you a bit of a spread, but I'll also tell you which ones I actually think would suit your collection. So there's a bit of a list here. Let's get started. The first option I have for you is a Longines Zulu Time GMT, which goes for about 2.5 to 4k USD, or in Aussie dollars 3.8 to 6k Aussie dollar dues. However, with Longines you can get a discount. The Longines is great. It's a good watch, good size as well, 39mm. Different color options in terms of the bezel, as well as a titanium version. It's not my top pick for you, but it is a good option. The reason why it's not my top pick is because with your budget, you can go and wait a little bit to get more of the features that you're probably used to. So with your Submariner, you've got that beautiful clasp adjustment. With the Datejust, you've got the Easy Link. The tag that you have is on a leather strap, so you don't have those issues. The Longines don't come with on-the-fly micro adjustment. Great watch, and in all honesty, on-the-fly micro adjustment isn't the be-all end-all. However, if that's important to you, you probably want to skip that, but great choice nevertheless. Now, moving on, you got the Tudor Black Bay Pro, GMT, and GMT 58. Now, you told me already that you're looking at the 58 GMT and you don't like the gilt. Scratch that off the list. Don't force yourself to compromise or force yourself to get into it if you don't like it. You've had the Pro already before, so there's no point in going back into it, and you've had a Root B. So even if you go for a normal steel GMT, it's not worth doing. Now, the price range for this is about 2.5 to 4k USD, or 4k to 6k Aussie. There's no discounts to be had at the AD, so if you're going to get into these again, get them used. However, not ideal because you've experienced it already. Life's short, you need to experience new things, and you have experienced a lot of beautiful watches in the past, so something to consider. But the alternative to this, number 3, is the Tag Heuer Arco Racer GMT. Now, I actually like this for your collection because you have like the black and blue, you have the black and green, I think, and it has the on-the-fly micro adjustments. You could have a 2-2 collection where you have 2 rollies and 2 tags. It actually makes sense. We're talking 4.5 USD up to 6.9k Aussie, and with tag you could get a discount from the AD as well, and it is a good alternative. It's different enough to put into your collection, And they do have a variety where you could go for a blue or the green version. It doesn't matter, it does the job. And I believe they're COSC certified as well. So TAG are doing really great things when it comes to updating their movements and packaging as well. It's a really great option. Out of the Longines, Tudor, and TAG, if I wasn't a Tudor man, I'd actually go for the TAG. That's a good option for you. But moving up in the price point, we've got the Grand Seiko SBGM 221. The classic, the iconic. It's the one that everyone wants. Retail is about 4.6k USD or about 7.5 grand Aussie. However, easy discount. And it's a beautiful wearing piece. It has that kind of off-white dial, but it also comes on the leather strap that's brown. It's different to your current TAG at the moment, and I actually think this suits your collection. GMT function, it's different enough from it's also different as well from your current collection, because you've got, what is it, 2 black dials and a white dial. The off-colored dial, as well as with the brown leather strap, will complement your collection and just give you a more dressy option, because the TAG, although you can wear it for dressier occasions, it's not the most dressiest in the world. Now, the Grand Seiko SBGM 221, I've had intimate experience with. Fantastic watch. It's great value for the money as well, and that's actually one of my top options. So the TAG Heuer and the Grand Seiko SBGM. Now, moving on, number 5, we have the Grand Seiko Miss Flake, or the black dial variant. So USD wise, we're talking 8 grand USD, about 12.5 Aussie dollars. Again, Grand Seiko, you can get a cheeky discount with it. And I like this watch. I love the Miss Flake. It doesn't come with micro adjustment. However, it's one of those watches where I felt like I didn't need it. Beautiful watch, wore well on my 6.5-inch wrist, and with your wrist, you're gonna wear it perfectly fine. It's also made out of titanium. So that is a big difference when it comes to looking at your collection. Titanium, it wears a lot lighter. It's also a different hue. It's a touch darker than your normal steel from Rolex or whatever. And it's great value as well for the money. Spring drive movements, it's gonna sweep as well. If you get the white dial Miss Flake, which I recommend the Miss Flake over the black dial, you're gonna have a bit of texture, and you know, you've had Grand Seiko before, you have the experience. So Miss Flake, great option as well. So in terms of top options so far, the TAG, if you're gonna be a bit more budget conscious, the SBGM, if you want to be a bit in between, and the Grand Seiko Miss Flake, if you want to have a good option for a more substantial piece, and you can fit that as well. It's a great watch. Now, moving on to more of the higher end budget for you here. The next watch I've made videos about quite recently, and it's the Cartier Santos Dual Time, and I actually like this watch for your collection as well. Retail is about 8.9k US or about 14k Aussie with that 10% discount from the AD, and they should give you that 10%. They gave it to me just willy-nilly, right? So this Santos is going to wear the same as your large. Now, why I haven't put this as the top pick is that you've had a Santos white dial large, and I'm not sure if you've liked the wearing experience of that, because you've obviously moved it on. I don't know if this is something that's going to be for you. Now, I've actually identified something in the watch community. There's a few collectors out there where they get into brands, but they actually end up selling everything from that brand there. So as an example, I know a few people who buy a lot of Rolexes, but they end up moving them. They actually sell all their Rolexes. And I always ask the question, why do you buy the Rolex but end up selling it? And it turns out a lot of these people fall out of love with the brand, but they end up just repeating this vicious cycle of getting into something and then selling it on and just not sticking with it, because the reality of it is they're just not into that brand. And I don't know if that applies to you with Cartier. However, it is an option. The Dual Time is fantastic. The only caveat to this watch, to me, is the movement. It's a modified Sellita movement that's slapped on a Dual Time function. And yeah, it's a bit tricky. For me, however, the Santos, if I was looking into your collection at the moment with the 3-piece you got, that'll be a great addition in my opinion, because grey dial, Roman numerals, you don't have any of those as well. Integrated bracelets as well as with Dual Time function. So moving on to the last two, we've got number 7, the Rolex GMT Master II. I'm actually wearing mine right now as well. So I've got the Batgirl on wrist, and this should run you about 12 to 14k USD or about 18 to 23, 24k Aussie. And this is for the steel variants. So at the lower end, you could go for the green arrow. And on the higher end, your choices are pretty limited in all honesty. The only thing you could probably get at that higher end is the Batgirl. The Pepsi I actually don't recommend you going for because it's a rip-off essentially because of the inflated secondary price there. Now if you can get it retail, by all means get it retail. The prices I mentioned for the Rolex is the secondary used grey market pricing in there. I think that the Batgirl is the best value when it comes to, or even the Batman for that matter, when it comes to getting the GMT Rolex experience, GMT Master Rolex experience there. Otherwise, in terms of the other configurations like your Pepsi and Bruce Wayne, too damn expensive, man. We're talking 30K, 32K Aussie, which is like what, 18 to 20K USD for the steel hype versions. So that's the GMT Master II. And finally, we've got the GMT Master II, but in two-tone. We're talking zombie and root beer here. USD prices, we're talking 18 to 20K USD or 28 to 33K Aussie. Now, the two-tones, I think go for the two-tone, man. If you're gonna go Rolly, go for the two-tone. Don't go for the steel because you've got the steel sub, Oyster, you've got the steel Datejust, Jubilee. Either the root beer or the zombie would be right up your alley. Now, for me, I like either or. Either or is totally fine. Great examples as well and good price point. They're not too much out of retail where it becomes ridiculous. And that's the norm with two-tone or gold Rolexes, is that they're usually better when it comes to getting them in the secondary market. The retail here in Australia for a root beer is about that 28,700 and I've seen them go for about 27, 28K as well. So on your market, it's probably going to be better because Australia is an isolated island away from everyone else. America, where you're from, there's probably more examples where you can get a better price on your end there. Now, to summarize this video, just to give you some thoughts on your current collection and what you've had in the past, I say great job. Keep up whatever it is that you're doing with your life to actually experience these watches. Your philosophy is correct for a lot of people, where parking too much money into watches probably isn't the best thing for everyone. I myself, I have a good amount of money parked into my watches, and if an investment comes up, I'm gonna sell them, right? Like I'm gonna get rid of probably Wayne Wimbledon if investment property pops up or whatever, right? Like that, it is what it is. And keeping your collection small is a nice thing to do when it comes down to just focusing on some pieces that will bring you the most joy. Now, your current collection sub, you got the diver, Datejust, you got the blingy bling, the tag, you've got the casual chrono. With the GMT, if I was in your shoes, I'd actually wait to go for the higher ticket item watches. If it was me, I'd go for the Santos dual time or a root beer or a zombie. That's what I would go for. I wouldn't go for the lower, more affordable options just because looking at your history, it looks as if that with those affordable pieces, you tend to move them on. And when you do move them on, especially with these affordable, I shouldn't say affordable, with the lower ticket item brands, you're gonna lose a fair bit of money, especially if you buy them new. As well as emphasizing, of course, that you tend to move those pieces on. You've experienced Grand Seiko, you have a tag, you've experienced Tudor. The Longines, if you just wanna try what life will be like with a GMT, would probably be a good pick. Otherwise, the Santos, you've had a Santos before and you currently have Rolexes. I'd go for a two-tone Rolex GMT Master if I was in your shoes. However, that's the video. I did actually enjoy talking to a few people in the industry about GMTs. To me, it's my most favorite complication. If I could just have one watch, it'll probably be this, or I'd probably sell a few pieces and get myself a zombie and root beer with cash my way so I can invest it, right? But that's the video. Hope you guys enjoy. And finally, Eddie, mate, you have a great collection here. Anyone with this three-piece would be super, super happy. Shit, if I was to sell everything and have this three-piece, I'd be done, honestly. You don't even need a fourth watch. In my honest opinion, you don't need a fourth watch. But if you are gonna get one, root beer or zombie, that's the pick. Take care.